Oh, feels so good. How are you guys feeling? Yeah, ready to dive right in? Amazing. I love you too. All right, let's start at the very beginning. Surrendered manifestation. I want to drop you guys right in the deep end today because there's two different ways to manifest. And sadly, 99.9% of humanity is manifesting from what I call manufactured manifestation, trying to hustle and push and work really hard and join all the dots together and control all the pieces to make sure that I eventually get to the goal. And then there's a different way, a way that I got initiated into and do my best to come into deeper alignment with every single day, which is what I call surrendered manifestation. And surrendered manifestation is when you have the capacity to actually open your container and allow the universe to co-create through you, where you're awake and you're listening and you're dancing and playing the game of being humble enough to see what's sitting underneath the surface so that you can shift and alchemize anything that's blocking you. And surrendered manifestation is about tapping into greater ease and grace and flow, allowing divine synchronicities and miracles even to lay up in front of you. And surrendered manifestation requires the capacity of really understanding the structure of reality and knowing how everything's made up in this illusion of reality so that we can play with the illusion. And we're going to be going into that today and looking at a model of how do you actually go in and start restructuring this at a quantum level. Surrendered manifestation is about having the capacity to deeply listen to your soul, not create manifestations from your ego and from a place of what society's told you can and can't have, but from a place of really going, you know what does my soul desire? And giving yourself permission to dream in a way that's so big and so bold and so shiny. Surrendered manifestation is about tapping into the version of you that's actually already manifested everything that you desire and so much more. It's about bending time and space, playing with these timelines. And I'm dropping all of this because this is everything that we're going to go into today. Does this feel good? Amazing. So I'm going to run you through my 5 steps of surrendered manifestation and how you can practically play with these elements and these pieces. But before we do this, I want to break down what I believe is a very simple structure of reality so that you can actually maybe step a little bit outside of the matrix today and start looking at how is everything constructed. Because if you understand how things are constructed, then that means that you can start actually playing with it. So we often think our perceived reality, ourselves, our manifestations, is very solid. We look at matter and we say, well, that's solid, it's still, but it's actually not. You know, if we peel back the layers and zoom in, we start realizing that we are the quantum field and we are not separate from our manifestations. And everything that appears very solid and very still is actually moving, it's oscillating, it's vibrating at a deeper particle level. And within this oscillation and this movement, there's a lot of space. And there's a lot of opportunity to actually look at that space as infinite potentiality. And we start realizing that, whoa, hang on, there's a lot of movement here. This is actually quite malleable, right? So what we know as the seen world and the solid world, there's actually quite a lot of movement for change. So if we go into the next layer of this, there we go, the atomic level, and we start realizing that if we zoom in even more, then everything that seems very still is actually made up of atoms, right? And there are these tiny particles composed of the protons and the neurons and the electrons, and if we go deeper into the atoms, it's 99.99999% what scientists would call empty space, what I would call infinite potentiality. And we are made up of that infinite potential. And our manifestations are made up of that infinite potential. So what we might perceive as reality is actually infinite potentiality. Are you guys with me? I know I'm throwing you in the deep end, I'm going fast, but we're going to keep going. So let's zoom in even more. Now we've got these vibrating particles, and we've got these subatomic particles, and what you see is that they start moving in patterns. Now, these patterns start creating these probability fields of energy. And it starts creating this interesting thing that happens where we start seeing at the electron level that some of these particles and electrons are actually popping in and out of what we call time and space. Scientists say, well, we're not quite sure where they go, but they disappear and then they come back. And we track that the electrons go forward and back in time and space, which is what we're made up of, which would mean we have the capacity, maybe, to also move forward and back in time and space. And our manifestations are also made up of the same structure, which would technically mean that maybe our manifestations could come forward or back in time and space. You guys with me? Right? So as we go deeper into this, into the next layer, we go deeper into the quantum field and we start really realizing that, okay, nothing is actually just matter. Nothing is actually as it seems. And if we go into the waves of probability, we start realizing that there's this interconnectedness within the quantum field. Every particle exists as this weave of energy and potential until it's observed. Until someone with consciousness, you guys, comes in and go, how do I perceive that to be? We'll pause on that until we get to the next layer. But really, all of it is energy, right? And energy is not some woo-woo conversation. Ooh, this person feels energy. Namaste. This one doesn't. No, we're all energy. We're actually all energy. And our manifestations are energy, right? And so we have our own energetic field. And we can go in and we can update our energy. We can update our energetic signature. And if you've done any of my teachings before, you know that if you want to manifest something, you must become a match for it. How do we do that? We update our energy to match the manifestation so that we start connecting with it, and then it shows up in our 3D physical reality. Yes? Okay, so let's go zoom in even deeper. Now we have these fields of frequency where we start realizing that, okay, there are these waves of probability and possibility going on. It's connecting all the information together. And through the waves, that's where the frequency is carried. So this is where your own vibration comes into this. Your intention, your emotions, your thoughts, all of that emits a frequency. Your frequency is your currency. Your currency is not money or crypto or something else. You're having a constant frequency exchange with the universe. And so once again, if you say, well, I want to manifest something in a really beautiful way, this big, shiny goal, this dream, well, you must understand that you must become the frequency of that. It's like your system is a tuning fork, right? And you've got to assimilate the vibrations and the oscillations to update it, to start being that frequency, and then you start shifting your reality. And then this is where, I don't know where I meant to put this clicker, there we go. It's a little hit and miss. So this is where our consciousness comes into play. People always ask me, well, maybe it's just, some things are meant for me and maybe they're not. Maybe some people are lucky and I'm not. And I say, but yeah, in this model, when we're looking at science, this is where your consciousness comes into it. So I mentioned it earlier. Everything's existing, popping in and out of space, different vibrations, frequencies, waves, and patterns, all interacting with each other until it's observed. Yeah, until someone with consciousness goes, I perceive it to be that way. And the structure of reality reorganizes itself and goes, oh, okay, well, I guess that's what I am then. So how are you perceiving your manifestations to be? Are you perceiving them to be really hard? Are you perceiving that it's going to take a really long time? Are you going to perceive that I'm not sure if I can do it because no one else in my family has done it, or I don't know how, or it's really big, or it's really out there? The structure of reality goes, okay, as you like. What if we started perceiving that things just got to be a little easier? What if we started perceiving that we could tap into surrendered manifestation and allow all of this to code through us and actually lay up divine synchronicities? What if you just expected miracles to lay down in front of you? Who here has done manifesting mastery? Who here has had miracles show up in their life and in their reality? Yeah, I see you guys. Why? Because these guys started training themselves to go, well, this is what I perceive. I'm going to use the observer effect to collapse all this information to simply be this way. So, the last piece around this, if we zoom in even more, beneath all of this information is what scientists would call a quantum vacuum. And really, that's the realm, if you like, of pure nothingness or pure everything at the same time. This is where you could even start a conversation of, is this God? Is this source? Is this the quantum field? Which mode are we going to, which filter will we look through here? But when we go into this 99.999% nothingness that encompasses everything, this is pure potential. And this is what you're made up of. And this is what your manifestations are made up of. And if you start remembering that you are literally 99.99999% unmanifested potential, I'm sorry, but anything is possible. Anything is possible. When you start remembering who you are, you guys get it, right? So where are you sculpting your reality from? You can still have a deep understanding of all of this and go, okay, cool, I get it. I'm going to step outside of the matrix. I'm going to restructure my reality, but it's going to be really hard and I have to push and I have to hustle. What if we did this instead from a place of surrendered manifestation? So manufactured manifestation, as I said, most people are functioning from this way. I was for a very long time, working super hard, joining the dots. It's got to happen this way, controlling the process. And guess what? The scary thing is people get trapped in this because it works. Because you do generally manifest what you want. And you can even do this at a very high level. When I was 23 years old and I made my first $1 million, I did it from this place. I barely slept. I was living off coffee. I was absolutely obsessed and I did it. But at what cost? And is it sustainable? And I have clients come to me at a very high level that have created across the board in their life at a very high level, but they're capping out. And they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm trying this strategy. I'm hiring more people. I'm working harder. I'm sleeping less. I can't seem to go through the cap. Because with manufactured manifestation, you do cap out. And there's got to be a moment where we take a conscious choice and say, well, okay, what if I was to start playing with surrendered manifestation and allowing the universe, God, Great Spirit, the quantum field to co-create through me? What if I was listening and trusting that information and acting upon it? And then from this place, taking the steps, knowing that I'm co-creating and participating in the manifestation process, but from a frequency of choosing that this is easy, from a frequency of choosing that even if challenges and obstacles show up in front of me, I know that I can navigate through that. Why? Because I know the structure of reality. I know I'm infinite potential. I know I'm a walking miracle. I know there's no separation between myself and what I'm choosing to call in. So from this place, I start creating from ease, from grace, and from flow. And from this place, it's got to be led from your highest self. Did you guys enjoy that activation yesterday that we went into? It's got to be from that place, right? I set that up yesterday because now we're going to have even more context of going deeper into it today, right? So let's talk about how to actually start doing this. By the way, I received so much feedback, thank you, from that activation yesterday, from chatting to you guys yesterday evening, and this morning I was tuning in, and I thought, maybe we should do another one. It's not planned, and I just have to get through all my content on here really fast, but if it feels good for you guys, I'd like to drop you into another altered space through the session. Okay. We can make that happen. I was backstage with the tech team, like, I need the table, I need all my things. And another disclaimer on this too, with this activation, I received so many messages from people online asking for the backing track. I'm the backing track. I know you guys have your eyes closed, but just for context, none of this is pre-recorded, right? We open this field together and everything you hear is my voice co-created with you guys in the moment, right? So there's no backing track and I can't give it to you, I'm sorry. You just have to have the recording. All right, so this is where we start, the surrendered manifestation system. Step number 1, where are you functioning from in your life with your manifestations? Are you truly co-creating your vision from your soul, or is it coming from your ego? Now, is it coming from this place of, okay, here's my dream, my vision, my prayer, my manifestation. Here's what I really want in my life because society's told me that this is what I can and can't have. This is what my parents have told me or my family have said. This is acceptable for someone in our family to create or not. Right? You've got to take a moment where you stop and you tune in and you start realizing, whoa, I'm using the observer effect to collapse all of this information into matter, into my manifestations. And I'm playing with the field of infinite potentiality. And literally the observer and the observed is becoming entangled. You've got to be sitting in the right driver's seat, yes? Because if you're doing this purely from your mind, purely from, here's what I think I should manifest. Well, logically, last month I made this much money. So naturally, this month, I'll make a goal for that much money. It doesn't work like that, because if we are functioning through this model with the quantum field and we're playing in the realm of surrendered manifestation, it's got to be integral. It's got to be in the highest integrity. In other words, it's got to be what you actually want, not what you've been told you should want or told you could or can't have. Yes, it's got to be from this deep place. Now, when you start tapping in and listening to your soul and creating space to start downloading the desires of your soul, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. Sometimes it's not logical. Sometimes your soul doesn't say, well, yeah, this is the natural next step. Sometimes it can feel left field. Sometimes it can feel really big. Sometimes it can feel really scary. Sometimes it can feel like, I don't know how I'm going to make that happen. Sometimes it can feel like everyone around you is like, are you crazy? Why would you even say that you want that? But you know that you want it, and you know it's your soul whispering to you because you feel that fire in you. Who's felt that fire before, where you just know that you know that you know that it's yours, right? You're only feeling that because your soul is sending you a signal from your future saying, you've already done it. You've already got it. You've already become it. You've already manifested it. Because you wouldn't want it if you didn't have it already in your future. So desire is not like, oh, that's a bad word. Spiritual people shouldn't have any desire. They should want for nothing. I disagree. The desire is your soul speaking to you saying, you've already done it. Step up and claim it, right? But are you listening? Yeah. Are you listening? So this is where, after you've received that vision from your soul and you've started saying yes to that and you're nourishing that seed and you're bold enough and brave enough and courageous enough to say, like, yeah, actually, I'm claiming this vision and I'm observing this to be done through the observer effect from the frequency of my soul. From here, this is where you've got to start opening the identity portal, which is exactly what we went into yesterday in this activation. We manifest who we are. And who we choose to bring to the altar of life each and every single day is a choice. It's a choice. You have a choice to function from the highest version of you that's already manifested what you desire. So once again, you can be functioning from this highest embodiment, or you can be functioning from the egoic mind, but you can't be doing both. So what are you tapping into? Now, it's not about just saying, okay, cool, well, you know, my higher self would walk like this and talk like this and be like this. You've got to actually be it. It's not just about doing this activation yesterday and go, oh, wow, I really felt my higher self. That was amazing. Cool. Now, how are you walking out of this room? What are you boldly saying yes to? What are you boldly saying no to? Right? How are you walking? How do you walk and talk and think and act and be? What is different in your frequency? It's not about what you do, but it's about how you look at these people and the vibration that's emitted from their eyes, the light of your soul. And through that vibration, you're permeating the energetic field around you. And guess what? People feel it. Whoa, who's walked into a room and you're like, I don't even know who this person is, but I want to be around them, right? You feel that vibration. And why do we feel it? Because it's authentic. Why do we feel it? Because it's not faking it till you make it. Doesn't work. It's not becoming something you're not. It's about getting into radical authenticity and truth with who you actually are. Yeah. And that takes courage. That's scary sometimes. Sometimes people turn around and they're like, you've changed. Yeah. I have, and I'm going to keep changing, because each and every single day I reconnect with this version and I get updated and I bring a different of me to the table, a different version of me, right? And from this place, you start actually using quantum entanglement to update the energetic field around you. So in quantum entanglement in science, it's proven that one particle can impact another particle, irrelative of time, space, or distance. We know this. So at a particle level, through the quantum field, the particles of your highest self, the version of you that's already manifested everything you desire and so much more, is sending a signal, a vibrational imprint, and entangling with your particles right here, right now. And that is what updates your beingness. This is why it's not just thinking positive, saying some affirmations, writing it out a million times, I love money and money loves me. No, you must be that. Right? All of that works. All the tools work, but none of it works if this entanglement doesn't happen, because then you don't update your structure. Yes? So you've got to actually walk and talk and think and act and be from this place where you're connecting in with this version and entangling with your highest self. Now, this is where the emotional alchemy comes in, because emotions are simply energy in motion. And emotions are going to be your biggest block, or they're going to be your greatest accelerator. If you can go in and start looking at, okay, cool, every single emotion is actually sending out a frequency into the quantum field. And through that frequency of me feeling this state and this emotion, it's actually creating a vibrational signature. And that vibrational signature is either magnetizing your manifestation towards you or repelling it away. This is why it's so important to take radical responsibility for your own vibrational state. At any moment in time, you can be feeling absolutely terrible, and you can choose to change that. There's no one outside of you saying, no, you've got to feel terrible for another 7.5 hours. That's it. At any moment in time, you can say, actually, let me change my state. What do I need to do? Do I need to move? Do I need to talk it out? Do I need to journal? Do I need to stretch, clear it out of my body? Do whatever you need to do, but take responsibility for your state. And when you clear out the emotions that are not serving you, what happens is you start creating space within your system. Space to actually hold the vibrational information of what you're looking to anchor in and match with vibrationally with your manifestations. So you must start actually, after you've asked, well, what's blocking me and stopping me and clearing out these emotions, you must start actually conditioning yourself to feel the emotions of what it feels like to have already received your manifestations. Those of you who've done my quest or the Manifestation Mastery will be familiar with the manifestation alarms, where ideally on the hour every day, you set a good alarm that's nice for your nervous system, a calm one, not the stressful Apple, you know, the good one, right? And when it goes off, close your eyes, 2 minutes maximum, 30 seconds, and just feel what it feels like to have that manifestation now. You might feel gratitude, you might feel bliss, you might feel relief, whatever it is for you, feel that feeling. And if you don't feel it, wait for the next alarm and the next alarm until eventually, I promise you, you'll start feeling it. And then something interesting will happen. That alarm will go off and you'll realize, oh, I don't really need to get into that feeling. I'm kind of in it already. Feels good. And then something interesting will happen. That alarm will go off and you'll open your eyes and you'll realize, whoa, I'm actually living into the reality that I prayed for. I'm living into my manifestations. They're actually here right now. And then you keep going. You don't stop. We're playing an infinite game, right? So you reset the goal, the dream, the prayer from your soul, and then continue to alchemize this, right? This is how you start collapsing the field. And then there's this beautiful element of time that starts coming into this. So time is one of the greatest tools in our manifestation toolkit. Time is one of the greatest things that we can play with. As I mentioned earlier, we're made up of electrons that are literally popping in and out of time and space. They're moving forward and back in time, which would really mean that through our own consciousness, we can also move forward and back in time. And as our manifestations are also made up of electrons, because everything's in the quantum field and the separation is an illusion, our manifestations would then be able to move forward and back in time. So if we started maybe playing with time as a construct where we could gather up the information of what we desire and then fold the time and bring the manifestation into the now, just like on a computer, you click, drag, and drop that information and bring it into embodiment, then naturally the time gets to fold away. So as we recalibrate our timelines, we have different timelines in our system energetically that are available. Some might take a longer period of perceived time. Some might be a little faster. We can unlock this time bending through our relationship with time. Now, time bending is a very deep topic. It's something I go very, very, very deep in the Manifestation Mastery program.
But for now, the big key around this is to really look at your own relationship with time. If you're sitting there saying, time's always running out, I never have enough time, I wish I had more time to do the things that I love, there's only 24 hours in the day, that's how you're observing the time to be, and that's what you fold into your reality, yes? So what if instead that time was one of your greatest assets? What if time was always on your side? What if you always had time left over to do the things that you love and adore each and every single day? What if you were a master of bending time? What if you were able to connect with your manifestations and fold time and space and bring all of that into the right now? Would that be good? Starts with you and recalibrating your relationship with time. Either you're altering the time or the time's altering you. I've seen this over and over and over again. There's no middle ground here. There's either people that are like, whoa, I've taken my power back and I now use time intentionally, or there's people being used by time, right? So start playing with this. Before I go into the fifth step, I'm going to drop you guys into this activation. I feel this is a good moment to start actually playing with the time. Would that be good? Yeah. All right, so let's see. In order to dive into this, what I'd love to do with you guys is a process that's going to help you fold the time and space, this time, on a very specific manifestation. So I'd love you to now dream into something from your soul. This may be something that you came to this event with, or maybe something that you're feeling right now because you're tapping into your soul for the first time ever, maybe. However it is for you is perfect. But what is that very specific manifestation? Make it really clear, specific, and measurable. For example, not more money. Okay, how much? And then by when? I want you to put a time stamp on it, on or before a specific moment in time. This process works really well anywhere from a week or two or a month, all the way out to about 12 months out. The timestamp should feel stretchy. It should feel like, okay, that's a stretch. I'm not sure quite maybe how that's gonna happen, but it should have an energy of, but yeah, let's get this done, right? Not an energy of, no, that's absolutely ridiculous, I'm never gonna do that, because again, that's what you observe and collapse into your system, okay? So tune into that right now and go ahead and just put down any distractions and books and journals and everything else which is going on. I'm gonna get set up over here. There we go. And then I'm gonna switch my mic over and we will be good to rock and roll. We're going to be using also the energetic architecture method once again. Same closed-eye process, nothing you need to know, no prior experience other than just be awesome and have your manifestation and that really clear outcome. You guys good to go? Okay, let me dive right in. All right, you guys, beautiful. So as you sit in this comfortable position, allow yourself to gently close your eyes. Dropping now into the space, into this moment in time. Taking a deep breath in and all the way out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Now to simply feel or know that a red laser beam is now grounding you from your tailbone into the crystalline core of the earth, and simultaneously allowing a golden laser beam of light to shoot up through your crown, connecting you now to your unique soul star, allowing you to be guided, grounded, present, protected, and supported, heaven on earth embodied right here, right now, as you surround yourself with a ball of golden white light, and decree and declare that any states, energies, vibrations, or emotions that are not yours or not at the highest drop, dissolve, shift and clear, alchemizing out of your system and out of your field, allowing your field to return back now to its natural state of purity, its natural state of embodying your divine intention with ease, with grace, and with flow. That's it. Good. As you take a moment to call in your divine guidance, beings of light of the highest vibration, divinely assigned to supporting you in the full and complete embodiment of your divine intention, we welcome you into this space. We're here, we're open, we're available, we're listening. Please guide us. As you lean even deeper into this space right now, being aware of the beautiful group vortex, amplifying and accelerating your intention to anchor in this clear manifestation on or before this specific moment in time with ease, with grace, and with flow. Using the group field to accelerate all of these intentions right now. Beautiful. And from this place, go ahead right now, accessing the frequency of surrendered manifestation, and allow yourself to pull up a screen in front of you. You may see the screen, you may feel it, you may just simply know that you are in connection to it right now. Either way is perfect. And as you connect with the screen, you allow yourself to notice there's a movie playing on the screen, and as you witness the movie, you notice that this is a movie of you, having just manifested your divine intention in the movie screen right now. Take a moment to watch that movie. And as you continue to witness yourself on the screen in the movie, having just manifested your divine intention right here, right now, you notice that some dials have appeared on the side of the screen, and as you reach out to play with the first dial, you gently turn this dial up, and you notice that it is altering the brightness of the movie. That's it. So go ahead and now gently turn this dial up. Turn it all the way up until you're making the movie pure white light. Good. And now go ahead and turn the dial down, turn the brightness down, take all the light out of the movie until it's pitch black. And now go ahead and turn it up so it's somewhere in the middle, absolutely perfect, the exact brightness that you require it to be as you continue to witness yourself, having just manifested your divine intention in the movie screen right here, right now. That's it. Good. A second dial has appeared. And as you reach out to play with this dial, you notice that this dial is altering the volume of all the sounds in the movie and also everything you're saying to yourself in your own head in the movie. So go ahead now and turn it up. That's it. Turn this dial up, turn the volume up until it's really, really loud, and then turn it down, 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 until there's no sound. And now go ahead and turn the volume up. Turn the volume up so it's somewhere in the middle, sounding absolutely perfect and divine, exactly how you require and desire it to be as you continue to witness yourself having just manifested your divine intention in the movie screen right here, right now. That's it. Good. A third and final dial has appeared, and this one's a little bit different because this one we're only going to turn up. So now, gently go ahead and allow yourself to turn up this dial, and as you do so, you notice that you're altering the feeling of how good it feels to be you in the movie screen right now. Having just manifested your divine intention, go ahead, turn it up. Turn the feeling up, crank it up. Noticing how good it feels to be you in the movie, turn it up, up, up until it's on full feeling. That's it. And just when it can't get any stronger, go ahead and double that feeling. Let it rush through every single cell of your being. And then go ahead and triple it. Let it vibrate, oscillate, and update your entire system with the energetic frequency of how good it feels to be you, having just manifested your divine intention in the movie screen right now and keeping this state, this vibration, this emotion. Now go ahead and jump into the screen. Whew, that's it. Now you're breathing through your own lungs, seeing everything through your own eyes, hearing all the sounds and feeling how good it feels to be you in the movie screen right now. Go ahead, take a look around. Feel how good it feels to be you in this prayer, this dream that's already manifested, anchored, grounded, and solidified in your reality. That's it. Notice the feeling, the vibration, the state. Notice it rushing through your entire system, and go ahead and make any adjustments that you're seeing in this movie. Make it absolutely perfect, feeling absolutely amazing, exactly as you desire it to be, as you're in the movie right now. That's it. Now go ahead and jump out of the movie. So once again, you're witnessing yourself, having just manifested your divine intention and keeping this state, this vibration, and this frequency. Go ahead and take this movie screen in your hands in front of you. You can do this in your mind's eye or physically hold your hands out in front of you, holding this screen. Either way, allow it to vibrate and oscillate, feeling the life force energy. And then use your breath to breathe in. And as you breathe out, you're going to put all of your energy and vibration and intention through the observer effect, anchoring your energy into the screen and knowing that this manifestation is done. Breathing in strong and out. Vibrating, oscillating, feel the screen, light it up with your life force energy. Second time, breathing in and out. That's it, vibrating, feeling it, picking up all of this energy right now. A third time, breathing in, last time. Everything you've got. That's it, vibrating, oscillating, stabilizing and anchoring, grounding this energy. Take this screen with you right now. That's it. Take it up above now, float up above now, hovering above now with the screen, and go ahead and now turn your focus, your energy, and your intention out to your future. Begin to float out, all the way out in your future. Your system knows where to take you. Take the vibrating screen with you, floating all the way out into that exact moment in time, just before when you decree and declare that this manifestation will be done, anchored, grounded, solidified, hovering just above that event, just before that event. Go ahead and now drop the screen down, allowing it to sink down, drop down, float down, 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 until it drops, anchors, grounds, roots, stabilizes. In that exact moment in time, that's it. Hovering just above this event, just before this event. At a soul level, across every single realm, reality, and dimension, go ahead, look down and simply choose that. It is done. It is done. It is done. That's right. And knowing that this divine manifestation, this dream, this vision, this prayer is done on or before the specific moment in time, go ahead and gently allow yourself to float all the way back to now, only as quickly as you can stop, and notice all the events in your life shift and recalibrate in order to accommodate this new manifestation, anchored, grounded, and solidified. Notice the version of you that you now bring to the altar of life. Notice how the time collapses and folds and the highest, most aligned timelines come into your reality. Notice how you constantly choose to live from a frequency of surrender manifestation, anchoring in and grounding and stabilizing the highest visions, dreams, desires of your soul. Notice the emotional alchemy that continues to take place as you bring this version of you to the table. That's right. Now gently continue to float all the way back to now, until you're coming back down into now, back into this room, back into this space, into your body. Taking a deep breath into your heart. It is done, it is done, it is done. And as you gently allow your system to simply notice what is different. Grounding, rooting, anchoring, solidifying all of these shifts into your system now. As we decree and declare that any shifts and upgrades and deep layers of remembrance will continue 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, until they're fully stabilized, integrated, embodied, and complete. And may they take place with total ease, total grace, and total flow. I am my manifestation. I am my manifestation. I am my manifestation. It is done. It is done. It is done. And as you guys gently take a moment to now dive back into your system and into your field, coming back into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, and gently beginning to open your eyes. Welcome back, everybody. Good work. Who felt that? You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being so open and available. And you know, it's great doing this one-on-one or online, but when you're really in a vortex across, even online and in person, but at the same time with the group field, it's phenomenal. So thank you so much for playing full out with that. Thank you. So the last, brave enough to tap into the desires of your soul, knowing that it's already happened and your soul is whispering to you or maybe yelling at you, saying, hey, that's out there in your future. That's why you want it. Are you listening? Can you listen? Can you trust? And then can you act? Surrendered manifestation is having the capacity to collapse the wave function and start to anchor in that vision, using the identity portal, connecting with the highest version of yourself, and not just knowing what that's like, but feeling it and really being it and having the courage to walk and talk and think and act and be as that version of you. Surrendered manifestation is about then going into the emotional alchemy, and going in and going, well, what is blocking me and stopping me? What's clogging my channel right now? Clearing that information and then creating more space to align to the frequency of it already being done so that you can start to become a true and complete energetic match for your manifestations. And surrendered manifestation is then about updating the timelines, going into this deeper level of trusting yourself to bend the time and the space and to allow your manifestations to fold into your life even faster than you expect. And surrendered manifestation is then having the capacity to step into magnetic integration, where you're functioning and taking action on this 20%, not from the old constructs of fear and your ego, but from this deeply aligned, embodied place of knowing that it is done, it is done, it is done. I love you guys so much. I'm your sister in manifestation, and thank you all for being here. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you, guys.